Close Relationships by Carl Gomery. Today we'll be going over the introduction, initial attraction, defining close relationships, maintaining those close relationships, and then the conclusion. Introduction. Understanding how relationships form and thrive help us connect better with others. Attraction is shaped by physical, emotional, cultural factors. Close relationships, no matter the type, rely on trust, shared experiences, mutual support, with people forming them to feel loved and secure. To keep relationships healthy, good communication, care, and teamwork, and facing challenges are exponential. They're the key. By exploring these aspects, we can learn how to build and maintain long-lasting relationships. This is my little brother, Eli. He will be the one I talk about when it comes to the familial and close relationships. Eli is 15 years old, just under 5 years. And doing that, I decided to look it up. It's 4 years, 10 months, and 28 days. Our birthdays are really close. Eli is a freshman in high school. He does band, football, basketball, and theater. Although he said out of all of them, he prefers football the most. This relationship isn't one that was formed by choice, although I would still have to say he is one of my best friends. We talk hours on day. This is Noah McDonald. He is my best friend since middle school, almost 8 years, and honestly, just realizing how crazy that is. He's 19 years old, but he has the skill and mind of a 50-year-old rocket scientist or like a 90-year-old crazy dude. He can do calculus formulas in his head while he plays chess and League of Legends on his phone at the same time. Although I know that sounds really weird and crazy, but he did that every day for our junior and senior year of high school whenever he had the opportunity, most of them arising in AP Calculus. In romantic and sometimes even friendship-based relationships, it can feel uncomfortable or shallow to admit. However, physical attractiveness often plays a significant role, especially in the early stages of getting to know someone. Even though it's not the only factor that shapes the connections, physical features like facial structure, body language often plays a big role, while personality traits like kindness, confidence, intelligence are also highly valued. They're just not the eye grabber because no one can tell how smart you are by looking at you, usually. Additionally, people are often drawn to traits that suggest health, fertility, or social status. How is attraction universal versus culturally determined? Attraction is influenced by both universal and cultural factors. On the universal level, people are generally drawn to facial symmetry, clear skin, and signs of physical health, as these are often linked to genetic fitness. However, many cultural norms plays a big role in shaping what we consider attractive, including preferences for body type, skin color, and hairstyle trends. For instance, in some cultures, a larger body may symbolize wealth, while in others, like our society in the U.S., a slim figure is more highly valued. Why does similarity matter? Shared values, interests, and attitudes often create attraction because they offer comfort and a sense of understanding. People with similar backgrounds, beliefs, or experiences tend to connect more easily with others, and they relate to each other more. This is common ground that helps reduce conflict, improve communication, and strengthen emotional bonds. This is true with my relationship with Eli. The more we grew up and finding our own things, we found that we were very similar in our love for theater, band, and also we had similar shows at the time, anime. Many of them we watched that did the same, so we were able to connect and bond over that, and that's really beneficial when you're trying to build a connection with everyone. How does proximity and mere exposure affect attraction? Proximity refers to how close we are to others. The more often we encounter someone, the more likely we are to develop feeling for them, a phenomenon known as the mere exposure effect. Simply put, familiarity tends to foster affection. People often feel fond of others through repeated interactions, even without a deep personal connection. A quote I liked from Terry and his buddy, I'm not even trying to butcher that last name. People tend to become better acquainted with and are more fond of each other when the social situation brings them into repeated contact, which is the basic principle of the proximity liking. An example of this is how me and Noah became friends. In 8th grade, we had the same class. We were sitting next to each other in multiple different classes. But specifically the one I'll be talking about is our English class. Me and him were always the first one to be done with a book because we would be reading at a much higher level than the rest of our class. And so us always being next to each other made us start talking to each other. And that ended up being the catalyst of us becoming the bestest of friends that we still are today. Defining close relationships. How is closeness experienced? Closeness is usually felt through shared experiences, emotional connection, and mutual understanding. It's often characterized by the ability to be vulnerable, trust someone, and rely on them for emotional support. Closeness involves both emotional and physical proximity, along with the exchange of care and affection. Why do people form close relationships? Majority of the time, people form close relationships to fulfill emotional needs such as love, companionship, and support. Close relationships provide a sense of security, and they reduce feelings of loneliness and offer a source of emotional and social stability. Additionally, close relationships often help individuals cope with stress and improve overall well-being. Many individuals, myself included, when they're suffering from severe depression episodes, being able to reach out to someone that they feel close to with a close relationship, they are more open to trying to find ways to cope with the depressive episode and get out of it. At least that's been in my severe cases. What role does social support play in close relationships? Social support is a vital role for keeping relationships healthy. It includes offering comfort, encouragement, and practical help when needed. Emotional support, which is listening and empathizing. Informational support, giving advice or guidance. And instrumental support, helping with tasks, all strengthen relationships and increase satisfaction. This is the triangular model of love. It shows intimacy, passion, and commitment from Terry and his buddy again. It shows not only the corners and what they are together, consummate love, it also shows what each side is with each other. Like intimacy and passion is romantic love. Passion and commitment, fatuous love. Companion love is intimacy and commitment. What is the triangular model of love outside of just the model itself? Robert Sternberg's triangular model of love outlines 3 key components: intimacy, passion, and commitment. Intimacy is the emotional closeness and connection. Passion is the physical attraction and desire. And commitment is the decision to sustain the relationship. The balance of all 3 factors creates different types of love and is very important to think about when you're having an emotional connection with someone. With Noah in the triangle, in our best friendship, for the intimacy is about our emotional closeness and understanding and sharing our personal thoughts and feelings and experience. He has been someone who I've been very close to when expressing my journey of knowing what my mental health is. He was the one who encouraged me to reach out and see a therapist before anyone else did. Passion in a best friendship is less about the romantic or physical attraction, more about the excitement and enthusiasm you feel when you're together. Me and him now live 8 hours apart due to college. He goes to, I believe, MIT, Michigan Industrial Institute, the school in the UP. Me and him only get to hang out one day next week because our spring break's down the line, and both of us are very excited to even hang out for a couple of hours. Commitment. The commitment in the best friendship is about being there for each other over time, making an effort to maintain our bond, supporting one another through life's ups and downs. I've already talked about how Noah's done that for me. Although Noah is a very secure person when it comes to his emotions and doesn't suffer with many mental health problems, he still finds a way to allow me to help him. One instance is when he had lost his pet cat. I was there as one of his friends to support him. With Eli, our intimacy, which is really weird to say, We may not always openly share our deepest feelings, but there's unspoken understanding and emotional closeness from growing up with each other and supporting one another. Although we're not always talking about our mental health, whenever one of us is truly struggling, the other knows it and tries to find a way to cheer each other up. When Eli was suffering through severe depression because one of his ex-girlfriends broke up with him literally an hour after they hung out, I headed straight to my house, which is an hour away now, got him to Taco Bell and tried to cheer him up. Passion in a brotherhood is less about romantic or physical attraction. Just like with a best friend, it's more about the excitement and enthusiasm we feel whenever we're hanging out. Commitment is with a brother is often loyalty, being there for each other. There's a deep sense of responsibility maintaining our relationship regardless of the disagreements or life itself. How are attachment styles related to close relationships? Attachment styles formed in early childhood affect how people behave in close relationships. Those with a secure attachment style are generally comfortable with intimacy and trust with their partners. People with an anxious attachment style often seek constant reassurance, while those with an avoidant attachment style may find intimacy challenging and tend to pull away. These patterns influence how individuals form and maintain romantic or platonic relationships. I personally struggle with abandonment issues, especially in non-familial relationships, even though my therapist and I have no idea why. This has made it so I struggle with anxious attachment style. This has made it so I struggle with anxious attachment styles. I need to be ensured that we are friends and they're not pranking me. Throughout the course of my life, I've had many individuals act like my friends, and then right before they became non-friends with me, they're like, haha, fooled you. Even though it would be like 7 years later. A challenge when it comes to attachment styles is when I was dating my ex-boyfriend. At the time, I didn't realize it, but he was an avoidance with the attachment styles. He could go days without contact and be just fine. Him preferring this did not help my anxieties at all, which is a reason why we are no longer together. Maintaining close relationships. What factors harm close relationships? Various factors can harm relationships, such as poor communication, broken trust, infidelity, and unmet emotional needs. External stressors like life, like financial issues or family problems, can also add pressure. Differences in values, goals, or interests can cause misunderstandings and conflicts. Furthermore, neglecting the relationship or failing to give it attention can lead to emotional distance. How do people make their relationship last? To make a relationship last, it's important to prioritize communication, mutual respect, trust, and emotional support, no matter what type of relationship it is. Showing affection regularly, listening actively, and making efforts to stay emotionally and physically close that can help strengthen the bond. Constructively managing conflict and adjusting changes in life to relationship are also key in its longevity. Conclusion. Attraction is influenced by both universal factors like physical appearance and health, and cultural factors such as preferences and trends. Similarity and proximity, like spending more time with each other, also plays a big role in forming connections. Close relationships are based on the emotional closeness, trust, and mutual understanding, with the social support being key. Attachment styles and the triangular model of love help explain how we connect with others. To keep relationships strong, it is important to have good communication, trust, and respect. However, problems of having this poor communication, neglect, or external stressors can weaken relationships. Thank you for